So, I think I have too many DVDs and Blu-rays. Too many! I've been a holdout on physical media a lot longer than a lot of people. Like, I've clung on to preferring DVDs over digital copies of movies, and I like streaming, but I've had a preference for these physical media that you can touch and hold, and you got the cases and all this. And as you might guess, I would have considered myself a bit of a collector at one point, but no longer. Even I have been pushed from the precipice of retaining physical media. Honestly, the main reason why is because I've had to move a couple times recently, like around the pandemic in a short time span, and moving with these fucking things is such a pain in the ass. DVDs are like 75% of what I own. I've decided I'm sick of it. I'm not gonna take it anymore.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
Not gonna take these anymore. With me. So people do like movie collection videos and stuff. I've never done one of those, so you can consider that this. But this also doubles as like a goodbye to these movies. Now, here's the thing. I'm really saying goodbye to the cases, because I'm going to take the CDs and I'm going to try to consolidate all of these into this thing. This little nerd briefcase that has CD slots in it. And it takes like 5 of the really big, extra large moving boxes to get these things from place to place. And this is even like, I've already trimmed down. I've been losing DVDs in the past couple of moves already. Also, a few seem to have just kind of like walked off and gone missing. Like, I know I had The Big Lebowski, and I think that's missing from the stack, unless it pops up when I'm going through this video. And I know I had 7. I had like the collector's edition of 7, and I don't think that's in the stack anymore either. So I've just been losing discs already, so I might as well just fucking throw it all in the wind. I am going to keep some cases though, like if there's like fancy packaging, like if it's a Criterion collection, I will hang on to that case, or if it's like a steelbook, I'll hang on to that. So it's just not practical at this point in my life to have all of these DVDs. I have to say, nope, not a DVD and Blu-ray collector like I had previously thought. You could call me a former movie collector. I'm retired, thank you very much. By the way, I've never paid full price for a movie ever. I think DVDs are way overpriced when they first come out. A lot of these movies, a significant percentage of these movies are from Blockbuster going out of business sales, which went on for like a couple of years. Like, it took them a long time to shut down, and they were just liquidating all their stuff really cheaply. A huge and even bigger percentage comes from this one little roadside movie shack. Like, it's just off the side of the highway, this little hut that doesn't have a name, but there was a tiny little sign in the window that said DVDs. So I went in there one day, and I saw that they have the best fucking sale deal, and they just run it all the time. You get five DVDs, or Blu-rays, because they have those too, 5 movies for $10. That's $2 a movie, and they had new release stuff in it. So like La La Land, right? I got this right when the movie came out. I got this DVD of it from that little roadside movie shack. And you'll see it says $10 on here, right? So they charge $10 for it, or they charge $10 for this in 4 other movies. I don't think they crunched the numbers on that sale because it's way too good of a bargain, but sadly that place is shut down. I probably have over 100 movies just from that one shop. Anyway, let's get to it because this is going to take me fucking forever. I didn't really sleep last night. It's already like 8 p.m., so let's try to get through this before the sun is up. Right here in front of my fucking face is the Substitute 4-film pack. This is one of those cheapo Walmart packs, and it has 4 Substitute movies on it. I have never seen the 3rd one, weirdly enough, but I've seen 1, 2, and 4 multiple times. They're trashy B-action movies. They're not really, I don't know. I mean, they're kind of funny. Like, 2 and 4 are really funny, like, not in an intentional way. And then 1 is just kind of like a mediocre action movie. 1 down. Red, I liked it a whole lot. Watched it again recently, and I didn't like it nearly as much. I liked it more when I was younger, when it first came out. And Red 2 can go fuck itself with its fucking Papa John's product placement. Jesus Christ. Okay, La La Land. Yeah, I mean, you know it. It won Best Picture, except it didn't. Stanford Prison Experiment. This is a fun one. I actually met Billy Crudup at the Florida Film Festival around the time this came out. He was there for a different movie, but good movie. Okay, let's get to this one. This is the Man with No Name trilogy, the full Clint Eastwood Dollars series. Now, see, I'm a sucker for box sets, so I'm thinking maybe I won't throw this one out, because it's cool. It's got good artwork, and obviously they're 3 great fucking movies. And I'm definitely keeping this one that I see right here, which is my Quentin Tarantino collection. This has all of his movies up until Death Proof. It's awesome. Like, you got him on the cover and on the back, and then it's basically like a book where you have this awesome artwork. You turn the pages, and you have like a page for, Pulp Fiction, and then Jackie Brown with this custom artwork. And, okay, let's grab Man on the Moon. Great movie. The documentary, I think, has surpassed the actual film. Big hit on Netflix when it came out. It was about the making of this and how much of an asshole Jim Carrey kind of was on set. The way he does method acting, or at least did for this project, I think has gone a little far to the point of just being an asshole to everyone around him. Great movie, though. I feel so bad for the director of this, Milos Forman, for having to deal with Jim Carrey on set in this one. Okay, Whiplash. You'll see this one is unopened. I've seen Whiplash a bunch of times. I just haven't watched this particular Blu-ray. It feels wrong, but I'm actually going to take this plastic off to get the disc out to throw the case away. It feels wrong, though. It feels dirty. I feel like I shouldn't be allowed to do that, Shoot 'em Up. At one point, this was definitely an underrated action film. I think maybe it has found its audience by now. I don't know. I'll check on that. If it's still underrated, I'll make it deserves more respect about it. Princess Bride, classic. I'm not going to say too much about all these because it literally will be all day. Dawn of the Dead, the remake, doesn't hold a candle to the original, which is one of my favorite horror movies ever, the original. Still very good remake, though. I've seen it a bunch of times, actually. It's good. It's really a remake just in the fact that it's a zombie movie that takes place in a mall. Like, none of the characters are the same. The story, aside from it being a zombie movie in a mall, is completely different. So, it's just a good zombie film. Shutter Island, I love this movie. I talked about this on my Scorsese tier list, so check that out. Okay, here's a big 50 movie collection. This probably costs like $5 for these 50 movies. The reason why, if you don't know, these like huge box sets are always a thing at like Walmart and whatever, is because all the movies on here are usually in the public domain, like almost always. So really, if you didn't want the DVD, you can legally just watch all of these movies online. You can download them and you own them because they're all public domain, really. I did buy this specifically, though, because there are some really good movies on here. Like, usually Night of the Living Dead is on like all of these box sets because it's like one of the most popular public domain movies. But I also got this for The Last Man on Earth, that old Vincent Price movie. I'm a big fan of that movie. I haven't watched a lot of these because most of them are honestly garbage. But there's some good ones, like Nosferatu's on here, which is excellent. Phantom of the Opera's on here. The Terror. That one's kind of infamous. White Zombie, that's a great one. The Bat is a lot of fun. That's another old Vincent Price one. Super cheesy, but it predates Batman, and you can see like the bat symbols in it. The Bat character, I think he uses like a grappling hook at one point, so it's almost like a proto-Batman movie. Carnival of Souls is interesting. House on Haunted Hill, another great Vincent Price one. Suicide Kings, it's okay. Hardcore Henry, fucking great, super underrated. I'm planning on making it deserves more respect about this. Okay, Machete, great movie. Didn't really like Machete Kills all that much. I'll still watch Machete Kills in space, though. The Shining and Full Metal Jacket, 2 great Stanley Kubrick movies. From Dusk Till Dawn, love it. Very influential film for my own screenwriting. With The Prestige, at one point I had like 3 copies of The Prestige somehow. It's not like a favorite movie of mine or anything. It's good. I would say right behind Memento, I would say Prestige is Nolan's second best. Okay, The Hateful Eight. This is a case I think I'll keep because it's got this cool folding artwork. And here we have a Blu-ray with American History X, History of Violence, and True Romance. It's a pretty random combination of movies. But I mean, hey, they're all good. Django Unchained is another blockbuster one. The Long Kiss Goodnight, Shane Black movie. Shane Black script, I should say. Hard Target, John Woo's, I would argue his best U.S. movie. I know a lot of people love Face Off, and I love Face Off too. To be fair, I've seen this more recently than Face Off, so I could just be wrong with that. Face Off is great, so we'll make it definitive. Check out my Hard Target is fucking awesome video, which is kind of like a prototype of my Deserves More Respect series. The Nice Guys deserved way more attention than it got. Again, Shane Black, it's one of his directorial ones. And I got Kiss Kiss Bang Bang right here. Ryan Gosling should be in more comedic roles. He's so funny. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, great. I like it even more than The Nice Guys. I think this is like a perfect noir comedy. This is one of those films, and there's not a lot of them. This is like one of those films where it's like, oh, I wish I wrote that script. You know, it's like very like, it's a script I would love to write, and I don't really say that about most movies. There's a couple others in the stack that I might say that about. Glorious Bastards, another Tarantino classic. Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans is fucking nuts. Insane movie by the wonderful Werner Herzog. It's 4 directors. One's Tarantino, one's Robert Rodriguez, and I don't know the other two, because the other 2 segments aren't very good. Sin City, Dame to Kill For. It's the sequel. Love the original Sin City. People fucking hated this one. I didn't dislike it as much as a lot of people do. I think there's still a lot of fun stuff in there. Army of Darkness, 3rd Evil Dead film, Collateral. Okay, Evil Dead 2, one of my all-time favorite movies. I would, not even just in the horror genre, just in general, one of my favorite movies. I love it to death. Return of the Living Dead, one of my favorite zombie movies. 28 Days Later and Weeks Later, I like both of them. Obviously Days Later is superior, vastly superior, but I think they're both good. Dead Alive, so fucking funny. Peter Jackson's best movie by far. This is, I had the immense pleasure of getting to see this in a packed theater and a midnight screening during this Friday Night Extreme series that this one little movie theater did. And it was one of the most fun, like, theater-going experiences I ever had. Zombie, a.k.a. Zombie 2, Lucio Fulci's pretend sequel to Dawn of the Dead. Kick-Ass. Yeah, I like the first Kick-Ass a whole lot. Don't like the sequel nearly as much. Roadhouse, fucking great. You'll see this DVD is unopened because I think I picked it up somewhat recently. It was in the $3.74 bin at Walmart. Okay, Heat. Oh shit. I was wanting to rewatch Heat the other day, and I was like checking all the streaming services and couldn't find it. I didn't know I owned it. And on Blu-ray. Okay, I might set this one aside because I just really, really want to rewatch it. Because I want to make a Michael Mann tier list too, by the way. I mean, this is a great movie. I still have to see Black Hat, which, you know, whatever. And I haven't seen Miami Vice, which some people like, some people don't. Oh, this packaging lets me know that this was from Newbury Comics, which was another place I got a lot of DVDs. Hanabi. I think a lot of this stack is DVDs I have that I haven't watched yet. So, like, I love me some Takeshi Kitano, but I haven't seen this movie yet. This is one of his, he stars in it, but he also directed it. The thing I liked about Newbury Comics was they had such an eclectic selection. Like, they had all kinds of random foreign films. A lot of movie stores don't carry any foreign films. Boiling Point. This is another Takeshi Kitano film. Yeah, this case... Oh, you know what? I think this might be a bootleg. Pretty sure this is a bootleg. Either that or it's just a very low resolution. You can tell that someone printed this on their home printer, and I did not realize that when I bought it. I've bought a bunch of movies from this place called Rock and Roll Heaven in Florida, but that place was great. Awesome record store. The owner's super cool. Great movie selection, which is mostly what I went in there for. Tons of like VHS tapes too, which are kind of hard to find sometimes. It would not be the only bootleg I accidentally bought from that place, because he's got a lot of bootlegs on the shelf. And like, I know I got a bootleg accidentally of 13 Assassins from there, and I was really disappointed because the quality was dog shit, and I love that movie. It's probably in the stack still. I am talking too much about each of these movies. This is way too long. Okay. The Pianist. Haven't seen it. Yeah, this is my haven't seen it stack. Another Takeshi Kitano film. This is a Brother Election, a Johnny Toe film. Bo, this is a Kim Ki-duk film, I think. I've loved every Kim Ki-duk film I've seen, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. Bo is one I have not seen yet. Okay, House of Flying Daggers. Classic of the wuxia genre. Amelie, obviously a classic, known mostly for its incredible production design. Satsi, haven't seen this one, but this is I think the only Academy Award winner from Africa to date. Okay, let's move on here now. The Descendants, pretty good drama. You know what? I don't feel like I'm ever going to watch this again, so I'm not going to take this one with me. This slim little number is Death Sentence, which I think I'll be making a video about, so I won't say anything about it now. Terminator. What do I need to say about Terminator? Nothing. Absolute classic. Run Lola Run. Saw it kind of recently. I didn't actually like it all that much. I admired it for what it was doing, but I don't think I would watch it again. It's good, just not really my cup of tea. Dread, excellent. You can see if this is on camera. I painted my version of the cover of it right there. Snatch, Guy Ritchie's best movie. Guy Ritchie again. His other best movie. His second best movie, I would say. His first two are his best two. Free Fire. I saw this at the world premiere. It's a movie set in Boston, so they held the world premiere in Boston, and I just happened to be in town when it premiered at this little tiny film festival. And saw it at the premiere. Ben Wheatley, the director, was there. I think Anna Jump, is that her name? Anna Jump, his wife and editor, and I think co-writer, was also there. They talked about it, gave some behind-the-scenes info. It's a very fun movie. If you're watching it like as an action movie, I don't think the action is like amazing. It's pretty good. But what really works about it is the script is great. It's fucking hilarious. It's more of a comedy than an action film, despite all the guns. But the coolest thing about it is it's a feature-length Mexican standoff. It's just a really, really inventive. Bug, I'm making a video about it, so I will hold my tongue for now. As is Killer Joe, which is wonderful. 10 Cloverfield Lane, directed by Dan Trachtenberg, I believe his name is. This is an interesting slipcover because it doesn't go all the way up. It only goes like part way up. I don't really get the design choice for that. But yeah, good movie. Last 15 minutes kind of jumped the shark. But Secret Window, I haven't seen it in a while. I really liked it the last time I saw it, but that was like years ago, the last time I watched it. Zombieland, fun movie. Never saw Zombieland 2. And you know what? I didn't hear anyone talk about it either. I would have expected it to be a bigger movie. Yeah, American Gods. This I bought because it was the entire first season of the show for $1.99. I was like, that's too good of a bargain to not do. I think I only watched a couple episodes. I definitely didn't watch all of them. Okay, Land of the Dead. George Romero's zombie movie. Not his best zombie movie, but definitely not his worst. Day of the Dead. One of his best. Second best. After the first best, which is Dawn of the Dead. Big Trouble in Little China, fantastic. I love John Carpenter. They Live, another John Carpenter classic.
Classic, goddammit.
Win-Win, I've not seen this one yet. Protege, haven't seen it yet, still in the plastic wrap and all that. Oh, I don't like buying DVDs online, by the way. All of these I've bought at like physical locations, except for a couple of like Jackie Chan movies. Part of the fun of collecting DVDs for me was always scouring movie stores and like finding stuff. It's like a mission to find cool shit. It's like cheating to me. It's like to buy a DVD I have to find it in the wild by pure luck. Halloween 3, check out my Deserves More Respect video on Halloween 3. District B13, aka Banlieue 13. Very good. I might make a video about this one at some point. I've watched it a bunch of times. It's the best parkour movie ever made. Not that there are that many parkour movies, but you know. Hannibal Lecter. This is the Hannibal Lecter 2-pack. It has Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal. Obviously, I have it for Silence of the Lambs because Hannibal is not good. The Hannibal book, too, by the way, is also not very good. I've read all the Hannibal books except for Hannibal Rising because Hannibal Rising can go fuck itself. Road Racers, Robert Rodriguez. Probably his least seen movie. It was like a made-for-TV movie. It was made for this TV ongoing anthology thing called Rebel Highway, I think it was called. It's not great. I used to be a diehard fan for Robert Rodriguez, so I just had to have everything he made on DVD. Nightcrawler, good movie. A lot of that is owed to Gyllenhaal's performance. The Faculty, Robert Rodriguez again. I might do a video about this one. There's some diehard fans for this one. Fury, I reviewed this one. Check out that review. It's an action film from Vietnam. What is this? Big Bad Wolves. I've had this movie for a long time. I've had this for like years and just never got around to watching it. There was a time in my life where if any movie had a Quentin Tarantino quote on the cover, I would buy it. So I bought this movie because it said Best Film of the Year - Quentin Tarantino. Halloween, John Carpenter, classic. Sin City, already talked about the second one. Love Sin City. The Mexico Trilogy. Like I said, I'm a sucker for box sets. I'm going to keep this. Okay, Grindhouse. Whew. I love Grindhouse. This is one of my all-time favorite movies. It gets a lot of hate, especially Death Proof. People say it's like, oh, it's Tarantino's one bad movie. Fuck you, it is excellent. Best car chase ever. The Guard. This is a John Michael McDonough movie. Not Martin McDonough. He's Martin McDonough's brother. And they make very similar films, like very dark comedies. And The Guard is good, very funny. 7 Psychopaths. Making a video on this one. Not going to say anything yet. In Bruges. Wonderful movie. It's the one Martin McDonough film I don't own, but I have a video essay on 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, so check that one out. 1 Hour Photo. Excellent Robin Williams performance. Take Up Key, my favorite war film, which you won't hear a lot of people say that. I love this, my favorite war film. I absolutely love this. I talked about it at length in my How to Film Chaos video essay. Jackie Chan double feature of First Strike and Mr. Nice Guy. Two great Jackie Chan movies. Waking Life, Richard Linklater, big fan of his. Before Sunset, one of his best movies. Dazed and Confused, obviously one of his best. I'm going to keep this case for damn sure. This one's a Criterion Collection. Oh, is this a poster? Hell yeah, man! That's nice. I didn't know this was in here. Mad Max Fury Road, absolute masterpiece. Best Mad Max film, I would say by far. A lot of people might say Road Warrior is a close second or still in front, but I think Fury Road just blows it out of the water. Babel, Moonrise Kingdom, this is another Criterion. So I might keep the Criterions. Fantastic Mr. Fox, I have seen it even though it's in the packaging, I just haven't watched the Blu-ray of it yet. I believe I rented it from the library the first time I watched it. Because having fun ain't hard when you've got a library card. Darjeeling Limited, another Wes Anderson film. Life Aquatic, wonderful film. It's another Criterion, which I haven't even opened yet. Oh, here we go, Royal Tenenbaums. Also in the Criterion Collection. Capote, great fucking movie. Philip Seymour Hoffman, as you'll know if you watched my 20 favorite actors video, he's my #1 favorite actor of all time. Man Who Wasn't There, Coen Brothers movie. One of their least talked about movies. Don't know why. Appropriate Adult. This is a weird one. It feels empty. It's technically not a movie, even though I think this is like the version that was edited into a movie. I think it aired in 2 or 3 parts on BBC. As like a miniseries. But yeah, Emily Watson is in it, and she's great. And Dominic West is incredible, who I love from The Wire. And he's not in a ton of other stuff. Like he's really good at like The Square, if you've seen that. He's so good in this very challenging role, and he knocks it out of the park. Okay, Up in the Air is a movie from Jason Reitman, Ivan Reitman's son. His best movie. I love this movie, honestly. It's a little like against type for my taste usually. I mean, it's kind of like a rom-com, sort of, but not really. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Coen Brothers. Donnie Brasco. Have seen it. It's just I haven't watched the DVD of it. Great gangster film. I'm due for a rewatch of this one actually because it's been a few years since I've seen it. 44-inch chest. I think I will make a video about this at some point. Lawrence of Arabia. I'm definitely keeping this case because it's like a book. It's like a cloth. No Country for Old Men. Check out my Coen Brothers tier list to see where I rank No Country for Old Men amongst all of their films. Cool Hand Luke. One of my absolute favorite movies. Love Cool Hand Luke. Love Paul Newman. The Sting. I'm talking about Paul Newman. Sting is an absolute classic. Basically a big old Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid re-team. As much as I love The Sting, I love Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid way more. This is, I've said it a couple times already, but this is one of my all-time favorite films. I love this movie so much. And again, Great Escape. Whenever I'm pressed to name a single favorite film, which I kind of hate, but it happens from time to time, this is one I go with sometimes. Bonnie and Clyde. Excellent piece of work. Sexy Beast, I already mentioned it, but yeah, made a Deserves More Respect video about it. Operation Avalanche, it's a good film from, I think his name's Matt Johnson, is that right? Yep, Matt Johnson. Good filmmaker. I like his movie The Dirties a whole lot too. I don't own that one though. Clue, one of my favorite comedies. Clue is so fucking funny. If you've never seen it, check it out. It sounds like it would be bad, you know, a comedy based on the Parker Brothers board game or whoever makes Clue, Milton Bradley, whatever. I don't give a shit. Great comedy. Isn't that Criterion? 12 Angry Men. The Untouchables. It's got a great action sequences from Brian De Palma. I don't really like Kevin Costner's performance in this. I think he's a little wooden. Fargo. The Proposition. Oof. Can't remember if I've talked about this movie yet on the channel or not, or if I've just thought about talking about it a lot. I love it. It's a script from Nick Cave, who is, I would say, tied for my favorite musician of all time. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Tied for favorite band. Platoon, yeah, good war film. Anatomy of a Murder, one of my favorite film noirs, and this is a Criterion. Sunset Boulevard, we must be in my film noir section. Maltese Falcon, great film noir. This film noir pack is like one of the best combo packs. If you ever see this specific film, because every film on it, they're not all super famous, but everyone is really good. So the big draw, the reason why I bought this one specifically, actually it's 2 films. The first one was Double Indemnity, which is my all-time favorite film noir, and then Touch of Evil, the Orson Welles Touch of Evil movie, wonderful. But then also you have like The Glass Key's really good, Blue Dahlia is really good, like they're all great. Black Hawk Down, Deer Hunter, wonderful fucking movie. I just talked about it in my John Cazale video. Bob Dylan, Don't Look Back. This is a D.A. Pennebaker directed a documentary on Bob Dylan, who I've seen like 3 documentaries about at this point. I'm a big Bob Dylan fan. I like the guy. I don't really talk about music on this channel ever, but Shaft kind of was part of the 1-2 punch that started the blaxploitation genre. I'm a huge fan of blaxploitation, by the way. At one point in my life, I was just obsessed with all of grindhouse cinema, all like exploitation movies. I think stemming from my initial discovery of Quentin Tarantino, and he's obviously a big Grindhouse fan. Basically, I watched and loved Grindhouse, so I started just watching every Grindhouse film I could find. Oh, I just put away The Usual Suspects and Sideways, by the way. I just talked over it. LA Confidential. It's a good neo-noir. Catch Me If You Can. It's alright. I don't really love it. Yeah, I don't feel like I need to keep this one. Airplane. Wonderful spoof comedy. Almost Famous, wonderful film. Black Dynamite, super fucking underrated movie. One of my favorite comedies. Hilarious. I'll watch this movie anytime and I'll just crack up laughing every time. Okay, let's go over here now. Skyfall, my favorite James Bond film. True Detective, wonderful. I think I will keep the box set for this. This is season 1. Deadwood, the complete 3rd season. I had the first 3 seasons, and I downscaled the last time I moved because I'd already seen the first 2 seasons. I think I'm going to leave, even though it is a box set, I think I'm going to leave the box set behind. Twin Peaks The Return, with this absolutely wonderful packaging. And The Missing Pieces, keeping this one too. The Wire. Look how fucking huge this thing is. This is all 5 seasons of The Wire. It's so big. I mean, I feel like I need to keep this The Wire because it is... I just stabbed myself in the foot with this. Ow! Casino Royale, probably my 2nd favorite Bond film. Maybe. No, I might go Goldfinger next, actually. Justified. I believe I have all but the last season of Justified. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh! I think there were only 5 seasons, so I guess I have all of Justified. Live Free or Die Hard. Yeah, the 4th Die Hard film is not one of the best ones. Speaking of Justified, Timothy Olyphant's the bad guy in this one. Here's the Die Hard box set. Obviously, the first Die Hard is the best, like by far. Rambo. Rambo 4 is the best Rambo since the original. Here's First Blood, by the way. Crank 2. Love this movie. Not as much as the original Crank, actually. Even though it is a little crazier, it's kind of a case of bigger isn't better, but it's still a lot of fun. And speaking of the original, I do like the original more. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, fantastic movie. Punisher Warzone, might make a video about this one. I think it's a little underrated. Way of the Gun, made a video about this one. Long time ago, video essay. Leon the Professional, good movie. It's a little creepy though in real life. You know, the story when you learn that like, the director, Luc Besson, was actually like in a lot of sexual relationships with minors. It makes the whole story a whole lot creepier. Who Framed Roger Rabbit in this nice fold-out set. It has like signed pictures by the, obviously not really signed because it's signed by Roger Rabbit and stuff. Hudsucker Proxy. The camera died. The battery's taking forever to charge. It's late. I'm tired. I've been doing this for hours already, and I have so many more to get through. It's a different camera now. That's why it looks a little different. Different camera. Okay, I'm gonna try to go quick. Ichi the Killer. Takeshi Miike. Crime Story and The Protector. 2 Jackie Chan movies. There were a couple I went through while the camera was off. Drunken Master, Jackie Chan movie. Fargo, season 2 of the TV show. And here's Fargo season 1. I would have the first 3 seasons on Blu-ray, except they didn't release season 3 on Blu-ray. Assault on Precinct 13, great John Carpenter movie. John Wick 3, John Wick 2, John Wick 1. I would love to be one of the dudes who gets shot in the head in one of the John Wick sequels. If anyone can arrange that, I would love to get shot in the fucking face by John Wick. Scarface, wonderful. One of the best gangster movies. Point Break. Dances with Wolves. Never seen it, actually. But I have the DVD here, waiting to be watched. Rock and Rolla. Probably Guy Ritchie's 3rd best movie, but it's, I'd say it's a pretty big step down from Snatch and Lock, Stock. Eraserhead. Got the Criterion of Eraserhead. And wonderful. Check out my David Lynch tier list for more on that. Happy Go Lucky. This is one I haven't seen yet, but it's from director Mike Leigh. I'll Sleep When I'm Dead. And it's Clive Owen re-teaming with the director of Croupier, which is, I would say, the best gambling movie ever made. I love Croupier as a gambler myself and as someone who has worked in a casino, who has worked as a croupier. Three Extremes and the full-length version of Dumplings. I have reviewed Three Extremes as part of a macabre month of horror. Three Iron, one of the best South Korean movies, and I love South Korean movies. Blood Ties is a South Korean movie that I haven't watched yet. Three Extremes 2, PTU, this is another Johnny To film. Where the Wild Things Are, never seen it. I liked the book as a kid, and I like Spike Jonze as a director. I just haven't got around to this one yet. Lone Survivor, never seen it. Ripping the plastic off right now. Arrival, great film. Oh, check out my Denny Villeneuve tier list. Wait, never mind, I don't have it. I'm getting delirious over here. I don't have a Denny Villeneuve tier list. Hotel Rwanda, have not seen it yet. Sicario. What you can check out is my video essay for Enemy, as far as Denny Villeneuve goes. Or you can also check out my review of his film Polytechnique. Prisoners, also excellent. My favorite film of his is Enemy, by the way. Mission Impossible 3, and PSH is the bad guy in this one, and he's excellent. Gone Girl, fantastic. The book's great too, if you haven't read the book. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, again, David Fincher tier list. Again, David Fincher tier list, David Fincher tier list, David Fincher tier list, David Fincher tier list. Birdman, I've seen Birdman, I think 3 or 4 times. I just haven't watched this particular Blu-ray. Blood Diamond, haven't watched it yet. Leisure to the Drunken Master, I don't know how this one isn't open, because I've seen this movie a bunch of times, and it's my favorite Jackie Chan movie. The Secret in Their Eyes, this is a great Argentinian thriller. A Man Escaped, this one is a Criterion. Versus is a Yakuza versus zombie film, and I have a review for it coming out in this year's Macabre Month of Horror, this October. Battle Royale, wonderful. Full-Time Killer, check out my Deserves More Respect video about this one. The Counselor, I've had this for a long time and just never watched it because I've always heard it was awful. But it's from Cormac McCarthy, and it's got such a great cast. It's got Ridley Scott directing, so it seems like it should be at least okay. Maurice Peros, another Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu film. This one's one of his best, I think. Matchstick Men. Whoa. Okay. Scott Pilgrim. It's the Steelbook, so I'm going to keep that. The Edgar Wright trilogy. This thing's getting heavy, man. Green Room. Fantastic. Police Story. And Police Story 2. Greg and I reviewed both of these movies on the channel. Check out those videos. Murder Party. Reviewed this one in a Macabre Month of Horror. Nocturnal Animals. I adore Nocturnal Animals. Jackie Chan triple feature. It's got Project A 1 and 2, which we have reviewed on this channel as well. Both of those. Also has Dragon Lord on here. A Town Called Panic. Love this movie. It's a great French stop motion comedy. Family friendly as well. So, you know, watch it with the kids. If you got kids. If you don't got kids, don't watch it with the kids. Okay, Single Man. Great Tom Ford film, who also made Nocturnal Animals. Man of Tai Chi, reviewed this one on the channel relatively recently. Check out that video if you want more. I like it more than most people. 12 Years a Slave, great film. I made a video essay on this one as well, called Roll, Jordan, Roll. House of a Thousand Corpses, Rob Zombie film. Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, never watched it. Traffic, good movie. Steven Soderbergh is a very interesting filmmaker, I think. The Wild Bunch, great Western. Sam Peckinpah, Black Swan. The Wrestler, we're into my Darren Aronofsky section now. These are my 2 favorite though in this pack. Pie and Requiem for a Dream. I'd say here's Shane, another Steve McQueen film. Oh, here's Bone Tomahawk by my man S. Craig Zoller. Played through Bone Tomahawk as a D&D campaign, and here is Brawl in Cell Block 99, which we did a review for. I reviewed that pretty close to when it came out, and I've grown to love it even more since the review. Even though I was, very positive on it during the review, I love it even more now. I've seen it a bunch of times. And Dragged Across Concrete, which is just such a masterpiece. So unfairly maligned. Check out my video essay on that as well. Old Boy. Calvary, it's another John Michael McDonough film. It is the best John Michael McDonough film. The Ip Man trilogy. I love all 3 movies. The Grandmaster. This is another story about Ip Man. It's the same real life person inspiration. Predator, absolute classic. This DVD case is fucking horrible. Like, it folds out, which is nice, but the disc is just popped on these weird glue dots. Like, not good. Dogville. 36 Chamber of Shaolin, martial arts classic. In the Mouth of Madness, great John Carpenter film. I talked about this in my How to Film Chaos video essay. Funny Games. This is the US version, which I haven't actually watched yet. I've seen the original Austrian version, but I've not yet watched the US version. Both directed by Michelle Haneke. Enemy at the Gates, I have not watched yet. The Ice Storm, I have not watched yet, but I am very much looking forward to it. It's an Ang Lee film. It's got a great cast. Kill Chiba. This is a Sonny Chiba collection that was very much just marketing on the success of Kill Bill. These films are all before Kill Bill, but they just wanted to like rebrand it. The Bullet Train fucking sucks, and Sonny Chiba's hardly in it. So I'm only down behind. Golgo 13, I haven't watched this one yet, so I'll take it. But the execution is a ton of fun. I like the execution a lot. Interestingly, though, the Bullet Train came out way before Speed, and it kind of has the same concept as Speed. It's like the train can't slow down or it blows up. So you can tell where Speed got the inspiration. Oh, this one's a steelbook. Keeping this one. That's John Carpenter's Christine. Jackie Chan, this is Super Cop and the Accidental Spy on one disc. One of my absolute favorite South Korean movies, The Good, the Bad, and the Weird. Just so great. Such great action. It's Kim Ji-woon's best film, who, I love a lot of Kim Ji-woon's movies, and I haven't liked his most recent couple. But I actually also haven't seen his most recent. The Mad Detective. It says Blockbuster exclusive on the disc itself. It's another Johnny To film. Once, the John Carney music film. I haven't watched this one yet, but I love Sing Street so much. Begin Again was good as well. Street Fighter and Return of the Street Fighter, both of them. City of Lost Children. Have not watched it yet, but it's by the director of Amelie, I believe. Jean-Pierre Jeunet. Leonard Cohen, I'm Your Man. Have not watched it yet, but I like Leonard Cohen a whole lot. Also, Nick Cave is featured on this, and that is actually why I bought this. Like, I like Leonard Cohen, but I love Nick Cave. Shaft in Africa. This was, I think, the third Shaft film. I own Shaft and Shaft in Africa. I don't own Shaft's Big Score, which is the second one. Rushmore. I think Rushmore is, yeah, it's signed by Luke Wilson. It's not signed to me, though. It's signed to whoever owned this beforehand. Someone got it signed by him, and then, gave it away. Signed to Aaron, whoever Aaron is. Eternal Sunshine, obviously, great movie. Oh, what the heck? What is this? The Host. Check out my Bong Joon-ho tier list. Anomalisa. Synecdoche, New York. Love this film. Dune. Mulholland Drive. Great film. David Lynch. Talked about them all in my tier list. Jackie Chan, 3 films, Operation Condor 1 and 2, and Twin Dragons. The Protector, wonderful film. Check out my Tony Jaa tier list. Lady Vengeance. Oh, check out my Park Chan-wook tier list. Thirst, also on the Park Chan-wook tier list. Hero, popped up on my Jet Li and my Donnie Yen tier lists. Bak. Jet Li Unleashed, check out my Jet Li tier list. Camera died again. I was just talking about Marantau. Falling Down. I love this movie. This was one of the first films I ever reviewed. Not in a video, just as a written review for a website. I think probably FuriousCinema.com. The Raid 2 and The Raid. The gold standard of action films, as far as I'm concerned. 5 Deadly Venoms. Great old school martial arts film. Bourne Ultimatum, Supremacy, and Identity. Here's a quad pack, another one of those Walmart packs with 12 Monkeys, great. Children of Men, excellent. Repo Men, not great, but it has one great scene. And Doomsday, which is, whatever. Ronin, I have a full review for that on this channel. Here's The Matrix. I used to have the whole trilogy on DVD, but the first one's really the only one that I really like, so I ditched the other two. That was Dirty Harry. I used to have all the Dirty Harry movies. I think I only have the first one now, but I do like some of the other ones. Doubt, great Philip Seymour Hoffman performance, Viola Davis performance, and Meryl Streep performance. Oh, Amy Adams is in it too. I don't really remember her performance too much, to be honest. Tyrannosaur, I have a video about this. There Will Be Blood. Manchester by the Sea. Savages. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Love him. But also Laura Linney's great in it as well. And it is by director Tamara Jenkins, who also made a movie called Private Life that I really like as well. Moonlight. Schindler's List. Green Mile. Great film. The Nick TV show. I'm not going to hold on to this one. Good show, though. I haven't seen the second season yet. The Graduate. Fantastic film. Network. Wonderful film. Such a masterpiece. This is like one of the best films ever made by Sidney Lumet, one of my favorite filmmakers. And it's just so... It's always timely, always relevant. It's undated. You know, it feels just as fresh and exciting now as it did back in the 70s. Possibly even more. Philip Seymour Hoffman again. Sidney Lumet again as well. Great Ethan Hawke performance. But of course, you know I got it from my man, PSH. Serpico, another great Sidney Lumet film. Two Al Pacino, Sidney Lumet films right here. Dog Day Afternoon is by far my favorite. Cincinnati Kid, great gambling movie. I really like gambling movies. And Steve McQueen is just the king of cool, man, for a reason. Lady Snowblood, classic, big inspiration on Kill Bill. That's how a lot of people have seen it, actually, is because of the Kill Bill. They hear about Kill Bill, they want to Bedeviled, really good, under talked about South Korean thriller. I might review it at some point because I've never heard anybody talk about it. Iron Monkey, Crouch Tiger, Hidden Dragon, absolute classic, one of the most famous martial arts films. Rumble in the Bronx, love it. Flashpoint and Killzone, two more Donnie Yen films, both on my Donnie Yen tier list. Miller's Crossing, Raising Arizona, and Blood Simple, more Coen Brothers movies. While We're Young, Noah Baumbach film. Mistress America, I love. I'm a huge Greta Gerwig fan. Frances Ha, Criterion, keeping this one. Frances Ha is one of my all-time favorite movies. Check out my video essay on motivated versus unmotivated camera movements. One of the video where I talked the most about Frances Ha. Red State, I'm going to be doing a video about this one soon, I think. At least, eventually. Mallrats, we're into my Kevin Smith section, and Clerks. I'm exhausted. This is such a... Everybody wants some. I love this movie. I don't know why it didn't get talked about more. Boyhood. Oh, you know what this is, though? This... Actually, I should keep this case, because this isn't any old DVD. This is a 4-year consideration screener. This is what they send out to the Academy voters. I don't know how I wound up with this, but it's a 4-year consideration thing. It's not supposed to be sold. Paid for by IFC Films to send this out. Scanner Darkly. Another Richard Linklater. Stranglehold is a PS3 game, but the reason why it's here is because the full movie of Hard Boiled is on this Blu-ray disc. And outside of this PS3 game, it is so hard to find a good copy of Hard Boiled. So there we go. The Killer. This one is just readily available through Dragon Dynasty. Face Off. We're in the John Woo section now. I'm starting to worry that I won't have enough room in this gigantic case for all the DVDs. We are getting close, but if I just shimmy this in here, you'll see there's all these too. Bullet in the Head, another John Woo film. This one's a little underrated, I think. Doesn't get talked about nearly as often, but it's very good. Wolf of Wall Street, Parted. Check out my Martin Scorsese tier list for my thoughts on all of these Martin Scorsese films in my tier list. Inside Llewyn Davis, a couple more Coen brothers that got separated from their brethren. Burn After Reading, True Grit, and A Serious Man, all Coen brothers. Okay, Jesus Christ. Road to Perdition. Rick. I'm so tired. Slither. Devil's Rejects. Vacancy. Underrated thriller, I would say. Shadow of the Vampire. Oh, there's a review for that one on this channel, actually, as part of, I think, the 2016 Macabre Month of Horror. The Devil's Backbone, I think, was reviewed in the Macabre Month of Horror in 2017, perhaps, or 2018. Carlito's Way. City of God. American Gangster, another great gangster film. The Descent. talked about this one. We played The Descent as a D&D campaign. Same director as The Descent, Neil Marshall. Dog Soldiers. Goodnight Mommy. I liked this a lot. Then I found out it was pretty much just a rip-off of A Tale of Two Sisters. The Others, great ghost story. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is my awesome collector's edition case. You can put it in like either way. So you got Leatherface here, or you can put it in the steel door that he slammed shut. You know, super cool. 4 discs worth of, well, 1 is the film, 3 are special features. Hellraiser, great Clive Barker work. Check out my review for the Books of Blood. Yeah. All right, Phantasm. I am just falling apart at the seams. 4 movie pack, drive through. It's kind of funny. Creep, surprisingly great. Boy Eats Girl, it's okay. Tamara, okay. Exorcist 3. Check out my Deserves More Respect video. One of my favorite horror films. Oh my god. Blair Witch. This is the new one, the Adam Wingard one. The Guest. Don't Breathe was a fun Fede Alvarez horror movie. Your Next. Jesus Christ. This is It Follows, by the way. Excellent horror film. One of the best in recent years. Maniac. Love this movie. I mean, it deserves more respect about it. The Witch. Wonderful, of course. Sorry, Insidious fans. Oh my god. Tucker and Elvis is Evil. Great horror comedy. Bubba Hotep. This is 4 Nightmare on Elm Street movies. These 2 suck. These 2 are good. So, I'm gonna ditch that one, and hang on to the other 2. I am losing it over here, man. It is hot. I am sleep deprived. Alien and Aliens, both great. Don't give a shit about any other movie in this franchise. Mandy, wonderful film. Okay, we got, what is this? Ratatouille. One of the only children's films I know. I really like Ratatouille. It's my favorite Pixar film. Tombstone. Fantastic Western. Oddly enough, directed by the dad of Panos Cosmatos, who made Mandy. 3:10 to Yuma. It's another good Western. I wouldn't really call it one of the best, but it's good. Funny People. Edge of 17. Great coming-of-age film. 20th Century Women instantly became a favorite of mine, like an all-time favorite of mine. When Harry Met Sally. Classic rom-com. One of the highlights of the genre. Spaceballs. Young Frankenstein, another Mel Brooks film. Fish Called Wanda. Okay, 4 movie comedy pack. Animal House, Blues Brothers, The Jerk, and Car Wash. I've never seen Animal House. I know it's a classic. Love the Blues Brothers, love The Jerk. Car Wash is fine. I was really curious about it because it's got George Carlin and Richard Pryor in it. They're actually not like the stars of it though, even though they're like, you know, prominent on the poster. Office Space, great comedy. God Bless America. Frank Beginners, great film. 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, and Forgetting Sarah Marshall in 1 pack. Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, Swingers. At one point I had like 3 copies of Swingers, just like accidentally. Gross Point Blank. Dark Assassin. Oh, now we're into the good bad movies. These are movies I originally got for Why Are We Watching This, which was my like mini version of Best and the Worst. Haven't shot that in forever because it never got enough views. So Last Dragon is another one of those. Good bad movie. This one is hilarious. I haven't actually seen Dark Assassin yet. Karate Cop. Terror in Beverly Hills. This one I know they did, so probably wouldn't ever shoot an episode with it, but very funny. Oh, they beat me to this one too. Carnivore. Yep. The Dolomite box set. This is every Dolomite film plus like Rudy Ray Moore live. First action hero. We actually did shoot our Why Are We Watching This video of. It was the 2nd episode of that series. I liked how those videos turned out. I thought they were a lot of fun. Enjoyed making them, but they didn't get enough views, so I had to pull the plug on that because the amount of work it took to put those together. Hollywood Cop. Emotional Risk. I don't know if this one's actually funny or not. I've never seen it. Grabbed it because the clip art on it looks very amateur, so it could be funny. It's always a gamble, though. This unknown or unlabeled disc is, I believe, Pieces, which we also covered on the Why Are We Watching This in a Macabre Month of Horror. I outlasted the camera again, so we had another start and stop there, and all I got left is Mr. Bean, Flight of the Conchords, and every season of Community. And I don't know if the camera was recording when I did Boardwalk Empire and The Shield. I want to say, if you've only ever seen the Mr. Bean movies, they are nowhere near as good as the Mr. Bean TV show. Flight of the Conchords, I love dearly. And then Community, which I think I'll have to leave in the box set because I'm down to 4 little DVD slots. I have 5 seasons of the 6-season show, but these are all the seasons because you'll notice season 4 is not in here. I'm tired. This video sucked to make. This is a flip book of wasted space and money. I'm loopy over here. I'm delirious. I'll see you in the next video. And, bye. Can you see on camera? No, you can't see how fucking big of a mess this became when the stack started falling over. By the way, that Home Depot bucket in the corner is filled with fake blood. And I'm not going to explain why. Okay, bye.